A now heated race for Supreme Court has brought interest groups out against the candidates.
And these groups are using old but controversial cases to try and sling mud. News 3 political reporter Jessica Arp looks at an ad running against Justice David Prosser in tonight's reality check.
The liberal Greater Wisconsin Committee, funded by many statewide unions and even Democratic campaigns, wants you to believe a sitting Supreme Court justice turned a blind eye to a child molester.
A priest sexually abuses children for 30 years across Wisconsin. A mother tells DA David Prosser her 2 young sons were sexually assaulted. What does Prosser do? Prosser refuses to prosecute, doesn't even ask the police to investigate.
This is misleading. Supreme Court Justice David Prosser was district attorney in Outagamie County in 1978 when a woman named Sharon Merrifield did in fact come to him with allegations her sons Troy and Todd had been sexually abused by Father John Patrick Feeney, a priest in Freedom, who you see once during this ad. Prosser did investigate, but he maintains the evidence then wasn't strong enough to convict, and a trial would have been emotionally challenging for the 2 boys, ages 14 and 12. What Prosser did not know at that time was that Feeney had any history of molestation, which the ad implies. A 2002 investigation uncovered this history and stronger evidence of sexual assault now that the victims were adults. Feeney was convicted and sent to prison for 15 years.
Instead, Prosser meets with the bishop. To avoid scandal, they send the priest to another community and the assaults continue.
This needs clarification. Prosser admits he did go to the bishop of the Diocese of Green Bay, demanding that the priest no longer be allowed to serve in the parish and get treatment, not asking that he be transferred. But documents released in a later civil case show a letter written to a diocesan official by the bishop in 1978, where the bishop says, as is usual in such cases and out of respect for the position of the church and in order to prevent unnecessary scandal, the DA came to see me merely to state he was pursuing this case. He went on to say, I had to agree with the DA that the church would prefer to keep this out of the court and out of the public eye. Feeney was ultimately sent to treatment, but not until after Prosser had left the DA's office for an assembly seat.
The ad about a case 33 years ago that I handled as district attorney is way over the top. It is sleazy beyond belief. And the victim in that case 33 years ago has said, as a victim, I find the ad by the Greater Wisconsin Committee to be offensive, inaccurate, and out of context.
It is true that one of the 2 victims in the case, Troy Merrifield, did release a statement condemning the ad. But in the past, he had been quite critical of Prosser, saying that he, quote, dropped the ball on the case. In the statement now, he says if he lived in Wisconsin, he would vote for Prosser. I'm Jessica Arp with this News 3 Reality Check.
Now, tomorrow on News 3 at 10, we'll look at an ad by another third-party group attacking Supreme Court candidate Joanne Kloppenburg.